Hey guys, it's Anita. Welcome back to my channel. This week's video is going to be the long-awaited freshman advice for college freshmen, specifically for those that are going to SUNY New Paltz. So I'm going to go into my second year this coming fall. So these are some things that I learned through my freshman year. I wrote like a list of things that I wanted to talk about. So yeah, so let's get right onto the video. So I just want to really quickly talk about why I actually chose the school. So I chose New Paltz because first and foremost, New Paltz was the last school that I added to my college list. My dad actually urged me to apply because he heard about it, so I said, why not, might as well. And I got in and I was just weighing out all my options, and I ultimately chose the school because it was small and it was the closest to my house, because I wanted to be away from home but not too far so I can come home on the weekends. So I chose New Paltz, and I liked how the classroom size was similar to that of a high school classroom size, because for me personally, I do better in a small setting than a large classroom. So now I'm going to talk about freshman orientation. So orientation happens throughout the summer and they have different sessions. So I decided to choose the orientation right after my high school graduation. So it was the first orientation session I went to. And for orientation, I'm just going to quickly do an overview of freshman orientation. So you basically go to Esopus Hall and you meet with your orientation leader that leads you to a room, and most people were in triples and some even got to be put into doubles. So I got put in a triple, and your group is a small group. The small group consists of people that are of the same major as you. So I was put in this small group, and that's where you kind of can talk to each other about the major and classes and see if you guys have any classes together and such. So when I got there, my orientation leader was super nice, and she led me to my room, and I was roomed in with two girls, and I got to meet them. And orientation is kind of a way where you can make friends. So I'm just going to say in orientation, just be aware that you're not always going to be best friends with the people you meet right away. So for me personally, I didn't. The girls I actually roomed with weren't my best friends. They actually became best friends, and I was kind of like the third wheel, but that's totally okay, because this girl that was in a different room but also in my group talked to me, and she became my friend. So shout out to you, Olivia, if you're watching this, and she's still my friend. So that's cool. Something I would say is talk to people. They have these different activities during orientation, and I would say go to them. I went to them with Olivia. I would say go to them. They have tie-dyeing, they have walks that they say scary stories, they have other things that you can do for fun after the whole day of activities with lectures about the school and stuff like that. So make sure you go to the activities because it's a great way to meet new people. So there's this thing in the orientation that they have, and it's the grand finale. It's the lip sync battle, which is where your group comes up with a theme, and ours was songs that are associated with rain. So you come up with a team name. Ours was Third Degree Burns. So our topic was rain, and our orientation leader came up with songs of rain and made a mixtape, and we all danced and lip sang to them, and we performed them on the last day, and everybody else did. It's a photo contest, and it's super fun. So it's yay, you're welcome to New Paltz now, blah blah blah. Orientation part 2 happens when you move in, and freshmen get to move in a few days earlier than everybody else. So that's where they have activities and stuff. But the orientation part 2 is kind of you go to what you want. It's not scheduled like orientation part 1 over the summer. So be aware for that too. And you get a lot of free stuff. So if you go, you get free stuff. So that's always good too. The next thing I want to talk about is meal plans. So freshmen that have less than 30 credits have to have a meal plan, which is you get unlimited swipes to the dining hall, and you get a certain amount of dining dollars, and you can spend these dining dollars. I believe it's 300 dining dollars you get, and you can spend these at the food places they have in the school. And then if you have over 30 credits, you can change it to the 10 meal swipe. Have the 10 meal swipe, and then you have more money to spend. And then you can also change it to the 3 meal in the dining hall, and then you have even more money to spend. So since I came into New Paltz from high school credit, I had over 30 credits, so I got to change my meal plan. So I changed it to 10 because a lot of my friends were obviously freshmen and I wanted to be able to eat with them. So I changed it to 10, and I figured out that really quickly. I firstly didn't like the food that they had at the dining hall, so I personally found that it was kind of a waste to go 2 times a week. So For me, for the spring semester, I changed it to the 3-meal swipe, so that was better for me, so I'm gonna stick with the 3-meal swipe. But you kind of have to experiment around and see what you like and how many times you eat and if you like the food, etc. So another tip is to not spend all your money at once. You don't want to just wipe out all your money and then have to have your own money to keep on adding to your ID card, which is super important because that's basically your room key and your student ID and where you have your dining dollars in. So don't lose that, but don't spend all your money at once because at the end of the day, it's your money and you don't want to spend it, you want to save it. Also, another thing is the party scene. Going into college, I was super scared of the whole party scene and etc. But honestly, it depends on who you surround yourself with. So if you surround yourself with partiers, most likely you're gonna party. I can't talk too much about the party scene because I've never been to a party and that's the lifestyle I want to live. If you want to be a partier, go for it. But at the end of the day, you're at college to study, so I'm not here to tell you like what's wrong and right. It's kind of up to you. Use up the school resources. They have something called the Center for Student Success, which is like a tutoring thing. It's all free, paid with your tuition. And then they have something called the Math Lab, which are student tutors, and they also have some professors, and it's where you go and you tell the person what you need help with for math, and I swear to God, this is a lifesaver. Math Lab literally saved my grade. So I would highly recommend going to it if you're struggling in math or you don't understand a certain topic. Another thing I would use is office hours. So office hours is similar to extra help. So I would highly recommend doing office hours. It's not really intimidating talking to your professors, but you really want them to like kind of have a name behind a face, and that will help you interact with the professor more and for them to actually know you rather than just see you and be like, oh yeah, that's that person, blah blah blah. So kind of strengthening that relationship, and they can really help you out. So whether it's test review or this or that, but make sure you're prepared as to what you want to ask. Another thing I would say is join clubs. They have a club fair for freshmen and stuff in the beginning, so join clubs that you're interested in, meet people, get out there. Also, I would use Rate My Professor before you register for your classes to see which professors are good or bad, because most of the time they're accurate, spot on, so use Rate My Professor. They also have these things at New Paltz called group exercises where they're student held and they have like these things like dance classes and exercises and stuff. So it's really fun to do with friends. You just need your student ID when you go into the gym, so don't forget that. New Paltz is a great town, so if you have free time, obviously go check it out, go eat somewhere, and outside the school, go look at there's a record store that's outside the school, like go explore. There's a bunch of hiking stuff that you can do, so go do that. There's also events that they have actually on campus, and you find these events out through their social medias, word of mouth, and you kind of just see them. They give out free stuff and food, so highly recommend. You want to be friends with upperclassmen because they'll let you in on everything. They'll let you know about this professor, that professor. They'll let you know like where to go when, and like they'll tell you advice that they themselves have experience. So I met this girl my fall semester named Denise, and she was a junior, and whenever I had a question about anything, I would ask her and she would know everything. So it's a good thing to be friends with upperclassmen, so that's for sure a good thing. So talk to people, don't be scared, because everybody else is on the same boat as you and nervous and scared to go into college because it is such a big chapter in your life. Tap and go or tapingo, people pronounce it different ways. It's like this thing where you can order all the food from the places in school on campus through your phone, so it's like a mobile order, and this is just quicker and more efficient. So you just have to make sure you order in the proper times, because if you order right after class ends, there's going to be a longer wait. So I suggest ordering the food 15 minutes before you have to go somewhere to actually get your food, and there might be a delay in actually picking it up, so just go like 10 minutes like after it says it's done and then go. So if you order 15 minutes before you actually want it, it'll be ready by the time you want it. Freshman 15, which is very relevant, because I found that since I didn't like any of the food, I would resort to junk food, so I would just keep eating and eating and eating. And I'm a big stress eater, so I just keep eating. So I did gain weight, but you do gain weight, so just be on the lookout for that. And know that it's completely normal, because everybody gains weight when they go to college. So the last thing I really want to say is that you have to kind of keep track on everything. Like, there's not going to be a teacher harassing you for homework. Make sure you have like an agenda or use your calendar in your phone to like kind of write all those things down, like important deadlines, because no one's going to be harassing you to do these certain things or study for these certain things and kind of remind you. So you have to kind of do it yourself. Like, you have to know when to talk to your advisor, when, like, you have to make your own schedule, you have to do all these things by yourself. So it's kind of like a learning experience. You have to kind of get out there and just have fun. There's only going to be a few 4 short years of college, so make sure you make the best of it. And basically, I'm sorry if I talked really fast, but that's basically all my advice to you. So for the incoming class of 23, 24, 25, whenever you're watching this, or if you're a transfer student, I wish you guys the best of luck. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions, leave them down in the comments down below or let me know. And yeah, so you're gonna do awesome this year and make sure you study. So without further ado, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe for more. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.